What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Soulful. So today I actually got something a little different for you guys. Yeah. So I don't normally make this type of content, but I think this actually is warranted. And yes, I actually have been wanting to have this conversation and speak about this topic for a while now. I had a moment a couple months back where I spoke about my discomforts about Ubisoft and what they did with Skull and Bones. But now AC Shawdows is about to come out, and truth be told, it's time that we reventure back down this conversation about what's going on with Ubisoft. So what we're going to do is we're going to react to this video. A lot of the opinions that this video speaks about are absolutely spot on. All right, the video is actually by a content creator on YouTube by the name of Fleekazoid, and I will have his the link to the video in its full entirety in the description. So if you want to check out the video for yourself without any of the topping, because for fair use I have to pause and critique, and I'm going to say some things about how I feel about what he's saying and compare them to my own opinions. So yeah, let's go ahead and check this video out. Hope you guys enjoy this content. If you do want to see me do more reactable content like this, then just let me know in the comments. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
They don't let tourists in here, so try to blend in.
What do you mean blend in? I'm 2 feet taller than everybody in here.
Assassin's Creed Japan is coming out, and as much as I hate to say it, this looks great. It's a perfect compromise between old and new, stealth and action, and it's amazing that they already released it 5 years ago. But now there's a...
All right, so right here, listen, this is the funny part. So we said this years ago. We were begging Ubisoft to make a Japanese-oriented Assassin's Creed game, and they kept telling us no. And all of a sudden, and you're gonna see, like further later on in the video, you're gonna see he's gonna talk about it. After Ghost of Tsushima came out, it was like, okay, now we want to make one, and it's like, okay, but let's see if y'all can actually accomplish that. And right now, I'm not so impressed. Based on the game footage I've seen from other content creators, I've seen a lot of different people. Just to name a few, I saw some game footage from Skill Up. I've seen some game footage from Jeff Stevenson and a whole bunch of other individuals, McAfee, and the gameplay looks great. Visually, the lighting, everything, that looks great. My problem is, one, the CGI for the for the cutscenes, it's still kind of weird looking. Like the mouth movements don't necessarily always match up to what they're trying to say, and that's kind of just, I guess, based on the engine that they're working on, And then I have to say this: the combat looks hokey, right? It doesn't look fluent like how it used to in the old games. And maybe I'm just a nostalgia buff or a nostalgia crazed person, but I don't really see what was wrong with the counter combat system that we had in the 2000s. I mean, it worked for Spider-Man, it worked for Batman, it worked for Shadow of Mordor. I mean, it worked for a lot of games, so I'm not understanding what the problem is. And truthfully, about the combat, if you would have stuck with the counter combat system that we had before and just added the abilities the same way that Spider-Man did, you probably would have just enhanced what was already working instead of completely changing it up. Because I'm sorry, I don't get it. I don't see it. The new combat style is okay, but I like the old style better. But back to the video. So
Another Assassin's Creed game, one that I thought was gonna be doomed, but it turns out it's got a lot of style. The combat feels fluid, the takedowns are nice, the budgets are large, you get to play as the legendary samurai Kanye Far East, and it's amazing that that game came out 1 year ago. Rush Hour 4 is coming out, and there isn't a soul that's not busting Ubisoft's balls right now, all because they had to put the motherfucking coal train into a game about assassins. And I know a lot of people are worried that he's not gonna be a great assassin, but trust me, he's such a good assassin that you can't even find him in the marketing material. You know,
honestly, I don't even know what this is. Right, and before I get a lot of people hating on me in the comments, let's talk about this, all right? One, I'm black, okay? I am African American. I live in South Florida, and I'm African American. When I first heard they were going to put a black associate antagonist character in the game in a Japanese story, I was like, why? We already had an African in Origins. So why not make a Japanese antagonist be the main character of their story? Even if it was going to be just the girl, why not just use the girl alone? Just food for thought. I just don't understand that, but okay. And this is the most jumping the shark thing I've ever seen in my life, like by Ubisoft. Like, if you understand what that means by jumping the shark, meaning it's so far-fetched and outside in left field that you're trying to hit for, that it doesn't really, I don't think it's going to land the same way. I think it would have been a better opportunity for them to, show respect to the Japanese culture, give them a a Japanese character that they can attach themselves to bring in that market. We've always had a Japanese market for Assassin's Creed, but this would be the first time they've really taken the opportunity to make a full game on that storyline in that era. I mean, yeah, we had the girl as a DLC, or I think it was like a small standalone game. It was more like a multiplayer. It wasn't really like a full-blown Assassin's Creed game. I remember that. It was way back on PS3. So that was a long time ago. But yeah, I kind of felt like, why not give them, just like in Ghost of Tsushima, they got a Japanese antagonist as part of the story, and it made full sense. The story flowed, and it was perfect. I just didn't get it. But hey, I'm not an executive at Ubisoft, and I'm sure they thought that jumping the shark was going to be the best solution to bring more eyes to this game. We'll see how that works.
I think the funniest thing about Assassin's Creed Shadows, though, is that they're betting the entire house on an idea that they were calling fucking stupid for like 10 years. They were going around saying, shut up with your little low tax bracket ideas, fans. You're making it hard for us to count our money. Then Ghost of Tsushima made Sony almost $1 billion, and all of a sudden they went, oh, you're not gonna believe what we are making next. But
Pause. Yep, I told you. It's actually funny, because I think Ghost of Tsushima made them something like $600 million or something like that. Something real stupid, or a large amount of money. And we had been begging, and I'm talking about begging. I'm talking about as far back as Black Flag. We have been begging for them to do a Japanese story. Why not give us that? And now, after someone else shows you that the IP can work, now you want to do it. Great.
Enough background, enough subtext, enough drama. Now it's time to get into the meat, because everyone just got back from playing the underdeveloped games at Ubisoft Island, and now it's the moment of truth. Did they make a good Assassin's Creed game? Of course not. Where the hell have you been? They haven't made an Assassin's Creed game since 2015, and the Body Snatchers got to it, and they've been dead naming it for the last 10 years. Assassin's Creed Shadows looks like the same boring RPG formula that they've been using, just with more window dressing than ever before, so that they can pretend like it's gonna be anything different. Do we have power fantasy combat? You can change the seasons. Can we fluidly chain takedowns? You can have so many cats in your lawn. Motherfucker, can I use dual hidden blades in combat? She automatically takes their shoes off when she goes inside. See, we're not racist, guys. Do I look like Quentin Tarantino?
English, motherfucker! Do you speak it? Yes! Then you know what I'm saying.
Let's get
Pause. All right, so listen. He, like, for real, like, listen. The takedowns. Who remembers the takedown animation? You get 3, maybe 2 enemies together. You do the counter 3 times, and he goes into a special animation that automatically just gets these 3 guys killed all at the same time. What happened to that? Where did that go? Why did y'all take that out of the game? Like, oh my God. That's what I mean about the counter takedown combat system that they had in the previous games. Man.
this started by laughing at Ubisoft's desperation. Have things gotten so bad that you got a honeypot people now? Goddamn, one bad year and you guys turned into the FBI. Hey, remember when you guys removed that one expansion from the season pass so you could charge $40 for it separately? How's that working out for you? Stupid idiot! Oh, look, they're even getting so desperate they're trying to finish the game before launch. There goes another feature from the original games. Great, now that's off my chest. Ubisoft, why do you keep doing 2 protagonists? You can't even write 1 anymore. Does anyone remember Mirage's story? Also, ever since we've started doing 2 protagonists, the canon's been a clusterfuck. First it was twins who were equally canon, then siblings except one is more canon than the other, and finally in Valhalla, you're a dude playing a dude disguised as another dude. Nobody knows what the fuck was going on. But thank—
Okay, pause. Yes. Listen. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. It started with the Fry twins. Evie Fry and Jacob Fry. And I'm gonna come back to that, all right? There's a point on why I'm saying these 2 characters. They were the first ones where they actually gave us 2 antagonists, a girl and a boy. But the girl had stealth, she had other abilities, she was more sleeker, where her combat movements were a lot more, you know what I'm saying, like flowing. But the guy, he's just a brute force. He just likes to go in and just wreck stuff, blow stuff up. And that's all he was. They did the same thing in Origins. They started us with the guy, and we ended up with the girl, right? We've been doing dual antagonists for a while. You got the choice where you could pick one of 2 characters in Valhalla. You had the same thing in Odyssey where you could pick one of 2 different characters, which you find out the girl is actually the real antagonist of the storyline of the actual main character, like they said. Like, it's more canon that way. Stop. Ubisoft, stop. Let's go back to individual storylines. Like when we did Connor, when we did Kenway, single storylines. The other problem that I have when you do the dual antagonist storylines like that, you have story missions that you can only do with one of the characters. So it's either like with the Fry twins, you either had to go do it with Evie or you had to do it with Jacob. And they also had their own individual side story missions that each individual has to do. All you're doing is adding more convoluted stuff into the game that takes away from the fun of just playing the story. I get it. It's an open world. You have to add more activities. I understand that. But if you take away one of the characters and go with a single antagonist, you don't have to worry about that, Ubisoft. Slow down. That hasn't really been working for the last few games. Actually, truth be told, I have not played an Assassin's Creed since Odyssey, because I was losing what the story was. When we were playing up until Black Flag, you understood what the story was about. At this point, I just feel like it's a cash grab to see what we can do and drop as many games as possible. Because a lot of these stories don't even fit anymore. I thought the whole concept of Assassin's Creed was that you're supposed to be reliving the memories of your ancestors' bloodline that you are attached to. At this point, now you can just go into the Animus, and as long as you got the DNA from anybody, you can look at anybody's memories. And I was like, now you stepping away from what the story was kind of based on. And it's kind of, you're changing the narrative. I'm just a content creator, voicing my opinion.
God, in Assassin's Creed Shadows, we're back to playing as twins again.
Oh, God.
God, that's a weight off my chest, and for what it's worth, it seems like they have a great rapport. The kind of rapport that only twins could have. Check this out.
Time to man up. And I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. Some of us might not even make it back. Alpinized over to where on earth Mama's natural night camo.
Cool it, Benson.
Sorry.
You play as either a ninja or Yasuke. And Yasuke's a pretty funny choice because it's Yubi shit jumping the shark on Assassin's Creed protagonist by going,
Yep, that's what I said.
I don't know, fuck it, have a Dynasty Warriors character. This is like replacing the dude in Assassin's Creed Syndicate with Yao Ming, then making him completely useless in half the game's activities out of respect for Japanese culture. That being said, I don't care when, I don't care where, and I don't care who I'm playing as when it comes to Assassin's Creed. I'd play as Barney leading Spartans through the Mekong Delta during the French invasion of Vietnam, while aliens do strafing runs of white phosphorus as long as I can chain 20 takedowns and feel cool while doing it. And that leads me to my main point. Although a Japanese samurai would make a whole hell of a lot more sense, John Samurai-san wouldn't make this combat system any less shit. One of the things I loved most about Brotherhood and Black Flag was how smooth the combat could flow once you got it down. This combat flows like freshly dried cement. It's so boring, even the AI are zoning out in the middle of it. Not to mention, everything still looks so spongy. And if you can believe it, this is the character who's supposed to be good at combat. The ninja chick is even worse because they decided to separate the fantasies. Listen to this.
We have two fantasies, the samurai and the shinobi. We want the player to experience both, and we cannot squeeze both fantasies into one character because the samurai and shinobi came from a different social class. They have different lives, so we cannot really mix them together.
Didn't we?
I call BS. Yes, I call BS. Yes. Listen. This is the reason why I brought up the Fry Twins. Okay? Yasuke is the character that can't do anything that an assassin from the Creed can do. He can't parkour, meaning he can't climb walls, he can't climb buildings, he can't even climb fences. He can't do anything. So you want to get to a nice vantage point to be able to spot all your enemies? Yasuke can't do that. You want to be able to climb to the top of the tallest building inside of a town square so you can get your synchronization point? Yasuke can't do that. It's actually kind of sad. He's literally Jacob from the Twi Twins. Remember, that was the reason why I said I'm going to come back to them. He's Jacob without any of the parkour, without any of the assassin stuff. He doesn't even have a hoodie. He doesn't have any cloaking. He is just a blunt instrument that does a lot of damage. And even with this combat style, it just is not enough. And then you have the girl. She has all the stealth. She can climb walls. She even does all kind of nice little flips and tricks and stuff when you jump down from one ceiling or onto a wall, or like, she is so parkour. Like, she is the perfect character. And I'm hearing a lot of content creators saying, I'm not going to play as the girl, I'm only going to play as the guy. Well, I guess you're going to put this game down because you can't even do half of the stuff with the other character. And most of the things that you need to be able to do, you can only do with the girl. So we'll see how that works out.
We have aliens in the last game? I thought this was a fun franchise. I thought we were having fun here. Pick a lane. If we're having fun with history, Yasuke should be doing flips and shit too. He should be able to seamlessly go from kicking dudes across the East China Sea into shadow walking the enemies into his tactful, stealthy lock-picking techniques. Instead, all of a sudden, we can't mix the two power fantasies together? What? You mean like the game you're knocking off? You mean like Brotherhood? We had 3 power fantasies in one with that game. You were a force of nature in combat, a force of nature in stealth, and a 6-foot Italian guy. I've been to Italy, not one Italian over 5'6". Must be true. Then go to the other pillar of ass creed, stealth. And now let's watch our stealth specialist in action. Oh, that's right. I forgot we can't one-shot that guy because he's got a level 26 right.
Pause. Listen, that's another thing. For you to be able to one-shot a kill like that, you have to get an ability. You have to use a skill point to be able to do that. Why is that? And it's always been like that. It's always been that way. Or you have to be taught it. Right? You can't just do it. It's always something that has to be taught or something that you have to enable through an ability tree. So, I mean, I'm just saying.
Sad on.
Welcome to the rice fields, motherfucker!
If we can't assassinate these guys anymore, why are we even calling this Assassin's Creed? We should be calling this
Emotional damage.
Creed. I guess we're just giving out PTSD these days. Now let's go take a look at our powerhouse's assassination technique. As you can see, Yasuke takes 10 fucking minutes to pick him up on his sword. Calm, cool, collected, moisturized, in his lane and flourishing. Then he whispers, and kiss the homie goodnight. No, way, man. I take it back. It's a ninja moment right there, and I respect it. Now going to the third and final pillar of Assassin's Creed, parkour. What is this, Queso's Creed? Now he's trying out for the Harlem Globetrotters, and meanwhile, black man can't sneak, black man can't jump. Where does the racism stop, Ubisoft?
Pause. I forgot to mention this. Yasuke can't do the leap of faith. The one move that is the coolest thing that you can do as an assassin in the Creed is the leap of faith. Yasuke can't do it. If you actually get him up on top of a building and he has to jump down, he falls to his knees and rolls over because he doesn't have any ability to be able to like fall with grace. I mean, come on, man. The leap of faith? Like even in the movie, that was the pinnacle move that you had to accomplish to give yourself to the Creed is to be able to do the leap of faith. And you made a character in the game that can't do that. Ubisoft. Come on.
Before you bust my balls about the hip-hop music, listen. Ubisoft did it first, alright? Unlike this franchise, I'm just trying to be historically accurate here. But that's enough on gameplay, because right now I'm hands-off. Just like you'll be hands-off when your horse is autopiloting you 3 miles across another empty open world. Ubisoft, maybe you should have taken the $10 you spent making the AC Hub and throw it towards this. The AC Hub, if you don't know, is a launcher for the Assassin's Creed titles after Syndicate, making it more of a septic tank than a launcher. But it also contains several free missions and free battle passes and all kinds of free stuff that totally doesn't impact gameplay, except for where it impacts gameplay.
Alright, pause. When Ubisoft decided to convert the game into a RPG style, I understand that works for the Division, because that's a looter shooter. This is not a looter shooter. This is a regular base story game, right? You don't see them in Uncharted giving the character gear that they could put on that makes them more deadly, or give them guns that do more damage. Like, do you see, like, depending on if you're willing to pay for it. You can actually get gear for a single player PvE game that gives you additional buffs. And that's where I feel the problem is with the gaming system as a whole, but even the industry as a whole at this point, because it's more about how can I get you to open your wallet? I'm going to give you a game, but I want to know, is there anything we can do that can help you open your wallet just a little bit more? I mean, it's not like games aren't already $79.99 a piece, $100 for the deluxe edition. I'm sorry, $80 for the deluxe edition and $120 for the collector's edition. Like, come on, man. And I'm hearing rumors that they want to start making games at $100 going up for GTA 6. What? Stop. Gaming industry. I get it. You guys say it's more expensive to design these games. For these games to have the technology and the enhancements and the things that we want them to do with the graphics that they need to have. It takes a lot more work and it costs more. I get that. As a consumer, I'm not going to spend $100 on a game. It's just not going to happen. And that's like something like, if I'm going to spend $100, that is like the one ultimate game that I'm going to buy for the whole year. And it has to keep my attention for the whole year. And there's no way a game like Assassin's Creed for $100 is going to keep my attention for more than 4 months.
Oh boy, no microtransactions? Good guy Ubisoft, everybody. Look at them go. What good moral people. I trust them not to swap out these blanks for live rounds after release. Ubisoft's a good guy. Let's give him a round of applause, everybody. God damn it, what am I even saying right now? You almost got me with that smoke screen right there. But I know you, Ubisoft. I can see through you. He'll go to squad. Pull up Best Buy. Say, have you been on Best Buy lately? Fair enough, you're not a 60-year-old man shopping for a TV. Well, if you had been, you would have seen that you can already pre-order $50 worth of currency for their cash shop. Pre-ordering in-game currency, really? Hey, I got a better idea. If you're a real ninja, take that 50 and go buy Ninja Gaiden instead. Better yet, buy the sponsor of today's video, Fleekbotomy. Alright, is the AAA industry constantly disappointing you? Are your standards holding you back? Does everyone keep telling you you have to turn your brain off to enjoy these terrible games? Well, now you can with Fleekbotomy. Proudly servicing game journalists since 2005 with one simple procedure.
If you're a long-term fan of the series, don't worry, this is fundamentally still the same Assassin's Creed you know and love.
Another happy customer, Fleekbotomy, the cure for consciousness. Maybe I'll get a Fleekbotomy if Ubisoft wants to give me $15,000 in unmarked bills by March 20th. No? Alright, as I said, what a terrible game, so bad. These ninjas are out of control. Can you believe this?
Alright, so we got to the end of the video. Listen, man, I love this series. I've been playing Assassin's Creed. I've played 7 of the games. I started with Connor and Assassin's Creed 3. I played Black Flag, I played Rogue, Unity, Syndicate, Origins. I started Odyssey, but I just lost my way, man. And I haven't really been enjoying the series for a while. And it's just, I keep seeing where there's just so much slush coming out with a lot of different games, not just with Assassin's Creed, but even with Assassin's Creed, just because it's a topic. Like, you have to understand, it takes almost up to 4 years, 3 to 4 years to make one of these games. And if they're releasing titles every year, that means there are other dev companies working on other games at the same time when one is getting ready to be released. And I think Ubisoft, I think y'all at this point need to slow down. Dropping an Assassin's Creed game every 2 to 3 years, there's nothing wrong with that. And that way you could take the opportunity to take all these different people that are working on different games and have them all work together on one really good game. Make some real opportunities to like change the industry. I just don't see the reason why you guys took on the same concept that Call of Duty did. You're not Activision. You know, you guys are your own entity. You should stay that way. That's what made you guys great. That's why everybody was chasing your coattails. I just want Ubisoft to win. I do. I want the company to succeed. I want better. But yeah. If you guys did like this, you know, and like my opinions about what I've said about Assassin's Creed and Ubisoft and everything as a whole, just let me know in the comments. You know, tell me if you guys like the video. I'll try and make more of this type of content if you do like it. I still like giving my opinion. And that's what I do usually when I live stream. So if you want to catch me live streaming, you can check me out on YouTube, or you can catch me over on Twitch. Links are in the description. And yeah, thank you guys again for watching my video, and I hope you guys have a great day. Later, y'all.